Get into health news this morning, February 1st. That's actually the day that we call it quits on our New Year's resolutions. That's according to new research. A new poll of 2,000 Americans found that it takes just 32 days for the average person to finally break their resolution. So joining us is Tori Dixon. She's a professional counselor and the owner of Graceful Journey Counseling Services. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much, Cleo, for having me. Good morning and Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you as well. Okay, why do you
Thank
think
you.
people drop their resolutions within a month?
Usually because they set this capacity way too high for their capability in order to finish what they started in the beginning. So what we'll do is we will start a marathon race with sprint intentions. And by the time we get to the 32nd day of the year, we are too tired and too worn out to even complete what we set out to do at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, that's why I say start small and give yourself some grace.
Absolutely.
Yes, let's talk about keeping the momentum going
Yeah.
and staying motivated beyond the first month or two into the new year.
I always say, give yourself permission to take these things slowly. Whether we know it or not, Cleo, we have a change capacity. That means we only have a very small window where
Mhm.
we actually can make these changes. So we can't do 30 things at one time. So
Right.
you can't lose weight, become a vegan, save all your money, never go out, change your mindset. Trying to do all the things at once will only lead you to not doing any of the things at all.
Yeah, that sounded like my list there. Pretty long,
Yes,
yes, and
yes.
and exhaustive. Let's talk about the factors that I guess can bring on stress, anxiety, depression at play on us in terms of keeping the decision that we've made to make those changes.
Yeah, give yourself permission again to really start slow and also give yourself permission to, in many ways, assess your capacity. Give yourself permission to say, you know what, there were some things that I did last year that may not have worked as well as I would have liked them to.
Hmm.
So let me just assess my wins. Let me assess my losses. Let me start the year out first with some gratitude, and then let me get some rest along the way.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, again, if this is going to be a marathon and if we're going to make it to the finish, no matter how long it takes, we've got to make sure that rest isn't a part of the equation.
Good one. Tori, how do we prevent feelings of rejection and defeat when we may have to make adjustments to achieve or maybe consider those new goals?
Let me just be honest with you, Cleo. None of us can become our best selves as we're trying to do this within the confines of our own selves. So,
Mm,
what we have to do, in essence, is we need community. Community is really what helps us stay on track. We can find some external motivation, even though sometimes we feel, I don't need anybody else to help me. I can do this on my own. But actually, the more accountability you have, the more healthy accountability you have, the more likely you are to actually finish the thing that you started. You need cheerleaders along the way. You need somebody saying, hey, you can do this. Hey, let me come alongside you. And not only that, but let me share my vulnerabilities with you to let you know that you are not the only one
yeah.
that may be struggling in a certain area. So let's do this together.
Great insight this morning, Tori. How can people reach out to you?
Yeah. Listen, find me on Instagram when Tori talks, or why don't you just catch me on my website, gracefuljourneycounseling.com.
Perfect. That's how I found you.
Yes, that's how
All
you
right.
found me. And it has been a blessing ever since, Cleo.
Thanks again for joining us here, Tori. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
All
I'll see you
right.
soon.